Unison's talking about NHS pay again because NHS staff over the last few years have had between 12 and 18% cut from their pay in real terms as it's not kept up with costs. We know this has been damaging the service, and it's also damaging staff who are working longer hours in order to make up the shortfall. So we're going to see the NHS Independent Pay Review Body, who will be advising government about whether NHS staff should get a pay rise next year. What we are going to be telling the pay review body is that all staff in the NHS deserve a pay rise, and that the government's maximum of 1% really goes nowhere when it's set against costs and increases that NHS staff are going to see. We'll also be telling them that it is not feasible to target pay in the same way that they did last year, giving to some and not to others, that is very unfair. We'll also be making a strong case that the NHS should be a living wage employer, building towards a £10 an hour minimum to end poverty pay in the NHS. We also want to see a level playing field across the UK with everybody in the NHS earning on the same pay scales. Well, what happens next is that the pay review body will take evidence from other parties, so the governments in all 4 countries, other trade unions, NHS employers, and they will then submit a report to government and make recommendations. And we expect the government sometime between February and April to announce what they intend to do about next year's pay settlement. Now, Unison will obviously be keeping a close eye on this, ready to challenge that outcome if it's not what we think is a fair settlement for NHS staff. And we'll be talking to members about how they feel about what the government finally decide.